Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Boop, boop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Saturday. Oh my gosh. Listen, I am absolutely loving that it is the weekend. This weekend, I have nothing to do, and I love it that way. I don't have any mandatory overtime that I have to work. That's next weekend. And I have about a shit ton of stuff to do as far as this channel, and I love it. To me, it is not work. To me, it is something I love doing. I love making videos. I know I'm not talking to you guys, but I kind of am, and I love it. My weekend is going to be full of watching reality TV shows. I might color a little bit. I'm going to do some cooking. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to do a taste test of some cookies from a small owned Black business. It's a bakery that's on TikTok called Rhythm and Bakery. I've already tasted them, so I'm not going to let you know. I'm not going to say what it is. However, I want to share it because I just want to share it. I love it. Okay, but listen, the title tells you that I am keeping up on my promise of watching the first 3 episodes of season 5 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Angie, they're in the beginning they go to different housewives' houses. So Angie K and AI Nick Lachey are back. Do I remember her husband's name? I don't. So it's AI Nick Lachey. That's who I'm talking about. Okay. At Mary's house, Mary is at home with Robert Jr., not Robert Sr., which makes me, where's Robert Sr.? Do they still live together or what's going on? But Robert Jr., he's home, he's not at college, and he's not working. And I thought he was married. Is he still married? I thought last season he was married. Turns out he's not. And listen, I'm going to tell you, my brother, my nephew, he went to 1 semester in college, and he didn't go back for his second year. No, he went for the first year. He's not going back for his second year. Not right now, but he is going to go back. But when he moved home, my brother was like, listen, you got to get a job, and he's getting a job. So I don't know why she's not making him get a job, but hey, I'm not going to tell somebody how to parent their kid. I just thought it was like, okay. Okay. So, who is it? It's Bronwyn and Lisa. They go over, they pick up Heather, and they go to Wendy's, which we're talking about it. So I wanted nuggets. I didn't go out and get nuggets, but check it out. I got these boneless wings. I get it. They're not really wings if they don't have bones, but they're nuggets. You can't smell them, but they're from this place called Shop and Save. And look at all of that. You can't see all of the sauce, but there's like a whole bunch of sauce, and it's a sweet Asian chili sauce. It is so good. It's better. I'm sorry. That sauce is better than any sauce you could get at Wendy's. So they're talking. Elisa is upset because she's like, hey, I had grace for Whitney last year, and I was there for her. And then she goes on this podcast and she talks shit about me. But she's even more disappointed in Angie because she confided in Angie and Heather, and then Angie goes and runs off and tells Whitney everything that she said. So she's upset with Whitney, but she's even more disappointed in Angie because Angie, to her, I guess, is more of she thought she was a better friend than maybe she had a stronger friendship with Angie than she did with Whitney. So Heather is like, hey, listen, I know that that Whitney is messy. She can be messy AF. However, I woke up and I was thinking, did we just unnecessarily gang up on her? It feels like we ganged up on her. And you can tell that she feels kind of bad. Bronwyn's like, hey, we didn't really, I don't think we did, because Whitney kept ratcheting it up on us. And then she was talking about how what did she say? Anyways, she was kind of talking shit behind Whitney's back. And the whole time that Bronwyn is talking in the backseat, Heather is making faces where you're thinking like, she's not going for this. Well, Heather's getting flashbacks to Monica last season, and she was like, I'm just kind of weary of people who come in, they're new to the group, they really don't know these people, and then all of a sudden they have real strong opinions on someone they just met. Listen, Heather and Bronwyn, they are not going to be besties. They are just barely going to coexist. That's what I think. Okay, so next scene with Meredith and Seth. I thought this was such a nice scene. They went to a cooking school. They went to take a class at a cooking school. They made shakshuka, which had it not have been for Aaron making it on last season's Real Housewives of New York and Hamptons, I would not have known even what that was. But we find out Seth's got a new job in Columbus, Ohio. So there's like a lot more traveling for him. And so they sit down, they have the meal, and they're very, very lovely together. And then she says that, listen, she's Jewish, and with everything that's going on in the world, with so much like anti-Semitism out there and on the rise, she has decided that she's going to have a bat mitzvah. And this means the absolute world to Seth, because he's always wanted her to have a bat mitzvah, but I guess maybe she just wasn't ready for it. So he feels like there's like this kind of emptiness in his life that is being filled up. And I thought he was crying. It was very genuine. I thought it was a sweet moment. I really did. I thought that was such a sweet moment. Okay. So Lisa and Angie, I put that they meet for lunch, but as we all know, this is a very short lunch and there was no food. Angie's like, hey, listen, the reason why, no. She didn't say it. She didn't say this to Lisa. She said off camera, hey, the reason why I told Whitney what Lisa had said was not to like spread gossip, but just because I feel like maybe Whitney owed Lisa an apology. So that's what she should tell Lisa. She doesn't tell Lisa that, but Lisa does most of the talking. Lisa's like, I'm upset with you because you told Whitney what we talked about. I thought that was in confidence, and I want to make sure that if I say something to you, it's going to stay between the two of us, and you're not going to go running around telling people. And the one thing that was said, who said, I think, it was Angie who was like, Heather, people were afraid that to go up against you because then all of a sudden people were going to pile up on them like Heather did. Heather, I agree. I don't think Heather wasn't sticking up for Lisa. I thought it was more of like grievances were being aired. And actually she even, it didn't have anything to do with Lisa, because if you remember, Whitney had said, I never lie. And Heather laughed like a lot and was like, she was like, what do I lie about? And that's when she was like, well, you said my book, you said that I lied about you in my book and I didn't, and this and that. So she really wasn't sticking up for Lisa, or for Lisa. She was more of like getting her grievances out. That's what I felt like. Angie's like, she said she feels like she's tried to do everything to show her that she's a good friend to Lisa. And listen, you may not realize that you're talking over people. Lisa's like unapologetic. She's like, I'm Lisa Barlow. This is how I talk. This is how I move my hands. And this is, if you don't like Lisa Barlow, this is how it is. But this is what I'm going to say. This is your second season on The Real Housewives. The first season, you might not know that this is how it goes. But as somebody who has watched a lot of Real Housewives of any city, that's what all of them do. And they talk over each other. There's not a lot that don't. You're in the minority if you don't, is what I'm saying. Lisa, and off camera to the producer, Lisa says she wants Angie to listen with intent, to understand her and where she's coming from. But I think it has to go both ways, because this meeting was basically just Lisa talking and then getting up and leaving. So it has to go both ways. Angie off camera is like, hey, Lisa just expects you to agree with her, but I'm not doing it this time. And then, like I said, Lisa gets everything out and she's like, I love you, and let's talk about this some other time. And then go Barlow out, and that's it. So I don't see anything good coming for the two of them this season. Okay, so Bronwyn and her husband Todd. First of all, I don't see Todd. Todd doesn't fit in with the rest of the husbands. I'm not talking about because his age. I just don't see him like having the personality where he goes out and he drinks with the guys, or you know what I mean? But also, I'm wondering, is Bronwyn going to give Dorit a run for her fashion life? Because I'm going to tell you, it's only the second show of the season, only her second show. Some of the outfits, like that outfit from the first episode with the bikini top and the boy shorts in 37-degree weather, I didn't like it. But in that white outfit, the pants were weird, but from a fashion standpoint, I can understand it. And I'm in the middle of watching the third episode, and her fashion is like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, is somebody going to challenge Dorit? I don't know. Also, she talks about, she says she has a daughter, Gwen, who's from, I believe she said another marriage. She was 19 when she was pregnant with her daughter. And her daughter, Gwen, are like very close. Okay. Whitney and Heather, they meet up at the crystal shop. And talk turns to Lisa. And she says, Whitney says, listen, if Lisa would have listened to me, then I wouldn't have had to go on a podcast and talk about it. I don't know. I don't know that I buy that. I mean, you could have tried to talk to her about it. I don't know, or talk to your therapist or something. I don't know. Heather said, okay, I get that, but Whitney, sometimes your vibe is giving, I don't give a fuck about my friendships And you use your healing journey, and I'm on this healing journey, and if it hurts people, then oh well, I'm on a healing journey, and what I'm doing is to heal myself. My friendships be damned. Whitney comes back then and is like, hey, listen, I wish you would have stood up. I wish you would have stood up for me. I wish you would have stood up for me. Heather apologizes, and I guess everything is all good. Then we find out Bronwyn actually met up with Whitney. Whitney loves Bronwyn. Loves Bronwyn. I made the same face as Heather, though. I made the same face with Heather because I was like, oh shit. Does she know anything about this? And apparently, yeah, she does. She told her, I don't know if she told her right here, but we find out that, oh yeah, Bronwyn told me what she said. Yeah, we're good. So there is a girls trip. There's going to be a girls trip. We love a girls trip. We love a girls trip to faraway, exotic, tropical, luxurious she destinations. Something like, like Jamaica, or the Bahamas, or maybe, something in Europe, something fun, something, ooh, rich. How about Milwaukee in February? So, listen, Whitney was invited by Trixie Mattel to host a drag night at her bar in Milwaukee. So, she's like, bitches, we're going to Milwaukee. So a little bit later on, Heather and Brittany play pickleball. They had met, they've been friends for a little while. They met through Angie Harrington. Angie Harrington, well, I don't think they're ever going to have Angie Harrington on again. So I was saying that Brittany is dating Joel Osment. It's not Joel, it's Jared. Like, I care. Funny thing, Brittany's ex and Jared's ex, Joel's ex, they got together. So, Heather was like, I'm happy, and I'm happy. I'm content. I'm happy. And why mess that up with a man? Yeah, exactly right. Why mess that up with a man? If you're happy, I'm not saying, listen, for me, I get it. If you don't have a man, then you got your freedom. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a man. But listen, I'm in a season of my life where I'm like, I'm happy. I get it, Heather. I completely get it. Brittany did say something that I cataloged, and I brought it up later in my mind when I was watching the rest of the episode. But did she say she picked a man over her kids? I'm not a mother. I've been called a mother, but I will never be a mother. My choice, JD Vance, and I still have a lot invested in this, in how shit turns out. So listen, but I thought that was odd. I thought it was telling. I thought it was a little telling, considering what she talks about a little bit later on. So okay, Heather plans this girls out adventure day, and I find out that Whitney's friend, it's not Miley, it's Maylee. Okay, I like it. They're going to a ropes course, and it's high up in the sky. Doesn't look like there's anything soft to fall on. So, but they're hooked up. But be careful, bitches, because Heather didn't get any extra insurance. So take extra care. Meredith is like, I'm not doing it because she said, I'm not doing it because I got tennis elbow from churning butter. That was 10 months ago. And I was trying to do Meredith. I do a terrible Meredith Marks. So, yeah, 10 months ago, she churned butter, and now she has tennis elbow. Perfect. It took me back to the days in high school when I would try and get out of volleyball by saying I had my period. And I would have my period like every week. So, and it just came whenever it was volleyball time. So she doesn't do it. Mary, I'm going to tell you, Mary's changed. Mary did it. But the best part of this whole thing was like the food truck. There was like this churro and ice cream food truck that had, like other food. Did Mary order a quesadilla? Mary, I'm with you, Mary. Mary's like, oh great, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to have to poop. I would have said straight out. You know me, I have no filter. So Brittany, I'm thinking Brittany is going to stand up and do a toast. Brittany stands up and she's like, talkers, please, come your attention. And then she, instead of doing, I don't know if she thinks this is a toast, but she's like, so, I just need to announce to you that, that me and my boyfriend, Jared, we went out last night. He bought me jewelry and we are Instagram official boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, do you not know what a toast is? That's not a toast. So they pull up the IG post. They're at Costco, on one of those flatbeds, and he called her his best friend. BF, best friend. Not GF, but BF, best friend. And Elise is like, that's not my best friend. But Mary comes out with, okay, but I'm just trying to wonder why we care. I mean, that was a little rude. However, you just met these people and now all of a sudden you're like, guess what, everybody, besties? This jackass, this giant toenail just asked me to be boyfriend and girlfriend. So, Lisa is like, hey, listen, I feel like this guy's playing you. And Whitney's like, listen, we're not in such a great place, but I agree with Lisa. When we find out everything else, I agree. I third that emotion. And then Brittany mentions that, Whitney's like, Brittany's going through a lot right now. Can you guys just calm down and take it easy on her? And Brittany's like, my daughters aren't talking to me. And she's like, I'm not going to tell you about this because it's just too personal. Now I get that, but you're the one who was just like telling everybody about your love life. And that personal? I would think that would be personal. I don't know. And this triggers something in Mary because Mary tells the story of like how her mother chose a man over her 5 kids. And that led to like her and her siblings not being fed and roaming around, probably getting in trouble. There's no discipline. And she's like, I would never do that to my son. That's when in my mind, I was like, oh, okay. I see why she treats Robert Jr. the way she does. Is because she wants to make up for like, and maybe even overcompensate for how her mother failed, because of how her mother failed to treat her, like she doesn't want what happened to her to happen to her son. That's what I'm thinking. So then Bronwyn jumps in and Bronwyn takes up for Mary and defends Mary. She's like, listen, Brittany, when you came in hot and wild when I first met you. And she said, quote unquote, girl, get your words right. Or no, she said, girl, get your words tight. And that's when Heather, of course Heather's going to jump in. I mean, that's her friend. And that's when she mentions to Bronwyn, listen, your story changes with everyone in the group. You meet up with Whitney and have her back, but on our trip to Wendy's, you're ripping on Whitney, and you're making fun of Whitney. And listen, I didn't know this. I thought Whitney, before she gave the finger, I thought she said, I'm going to take you to the hill. But what she said was, this is a healed me. I didn't understand. It's not taken to the hill. This is a healed me. Good Lord. I think I might need closed captioning on these things. And they're speaking English without an accent. This is when she said, she's like, Whitney's not upset because Bronwyn, I guess when they met up, Bronwyn told her what she said. And then gives it back a little bit to Heather. Meanwhile, Lisa, Bronwyn's thinking, oh, Lisa got my back. But instead, she's like, oh, yeah, I was there, and you were a little snarky, Bronwyn. And Bronwyn, we're going to find out about that, how she feels about that. So then the podcast comes up again. They go back and forth. Whitney and Lisa go back and forth. Whitney says Lisa's a shitty friend. Lisa said Whitney's a shitty friend. Lisa says that Whitney takes things out on her that just aren't her fault. And Meredith had said something about getting an apology from Whitney. You ain't never gonna get an apology from Whitney. So next up is the trip to Milwaukee. They're gonna get a PJ to Milwaukee, a private jet to Milwaukee. Meredith may or may not go. So we'll see. Does she? We'll see. I'm in the middle of watching it right now. So I am going to hold out my promise. This is the number 2 episode, watching number 3. So listen, in the comments, let me know what you thought. And if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world, and understanding, so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. Be safe. Please hydrate often with the water. And if you're in a dangerous situation, whether it be weather-related or not, please be smart, be safe, and be aware, be smart, be safe, and know that Dolly and I are thinking of you, and we're sending out prayers and positivity and love. I'm going to go eat the rest of these wings. Oh my God. I wish you guys could smell them and taste them. Oh my goodness. I'm going to eat those wings, and I'm going to watch the rest of my shows. And then you're going to have another video coming today, another one. So I will see you guys later. Bye guys. Have a great day. Until I see you again. Bye guys.